Hi all, thought I'd play a game this morning. So PudelsKern, I am 2243. Playing the Tarrasch, I think. Knight, okay. Tricky. I think I'll play E5. Not lose too much time over it. Okay, knight. He's forcing me for knight. Okay, I'll play this knight actually, so I can still play F4. Potentially, unless he plays Queen B6, he's really forcing me to block this F pawn, which is a bit of a pain actually. I'm already stumbling in the opening. Okay, F4 anyway. Well, hopefully I can play Knight D3 and King F2 at some point if he's going to allow that. The king might end up going to G3, I suspect, if Bishop B4 check, King F2, Knight G4, King G3. No, I don't think the knight wants to go to G4, even just for that temporary check. I think it wants to go to F5. I think A3 here though, to try and stop that Bishop B4 check. Now, maybe G3. So if it takes, I might take with the D pawn. At least Bishop H3 is facilitated. If I take with the knight, that might be good as well, taking the knight. Actually, knight G4s look as if they're dangerous. Oh dear, knight G4 does look really dangerous. Knight D4 and other stuff. I'm not so concerned about that. I think Bishop H3 now, just to allow Bishop F2. I can King F1, King G2, but I thought Knight G4 there was very good. I mean, also I've got a kicking opportunity here. B4 with tempo. I mean, I want to play B4 anyway, generally in this. So if Bishop F2 is not that great, okay, I'll get the king out now, I think, to G2. So just to maintain this aggressive pawn chain, because statistically I've been noticing, with this aggressive pawn on E5, I've been winning quite a few games. Alright, does it matter about knight E3, or I wonder if I should take on F5? Yeah, okay, I think I will take on F5, just in case. So now if I can get in Rook F1, maybe G4, Knight G3, just to get things. Actually, G4 would be positionally good to stop this Bishop H5. If Bishop E8, G4. Okay, Queen D3 here. Just trying to stop the further advance of that pawn. Although this diagonal was a bit weak, you could aim for Bishop B5. Maybe it's time for G4 now. Knight G3 to E4 looks as if it could be useful. So the rook probably goes back to F8 here, because otherwise rook F7 is Knight G5. If I can connect the rooks at some point with Bishop D2, that would be helpful. Okay, Bishop B5 is coming, so maybe A4 here, but then Knight D5. That's all a bit dangerous. Knight G5 here is possible, weakening the king side a little bit. That could be inserted first before doing anything. There's Bishop C6, but I don't know, King H3. Right, now there's time probably to do something about this Bishop B5. Okay, A4, and I'm weakening B4, so the knight could actually return back. It's pretty dangerous actually, because he's got Bishop C6s as well. So there was some specific move order which, mind you, Bishop C6s, I've got Knight E6 potentially. So here, maybe Knight G4, at least grabbing some good knights here. Before I say good knight position, it's not. Okay, Queen H3 also threatens mate again, maybe further softening. In fact, how does he defend that? It's tricky because the queen is over there, and the bishop's like blocking this row, and rook f7's out of the question. I mean, this goes into the idea, you know, statistically I've been doing well with the pawn on e5. It just blocks a lot of the defensive resources away, you know, from the king. If no knight can be here on f6, then h7 is more vulnerable, and this is just another attack on h7, which again seems effective. So I think I'll just take there, and again threaten hg. Not concerning if I lose the rook. If I can get an hg, that's going to be like, you know, this is incredibly dangerous for black. I guess bishop c6 to try and stave off threats of mate, but it looks grim because hg, bishop e4, knight e4. The knight will be threatening like knight f6. I'll also be threatening queen h7 there. So it looks totally grim here. Yeah, these knights look wonderful actually on the light squares. Or this one on the light square, and this just protecting each other. So how does he defend? Okay, hg, bishop g6. Have I got knight f6? Also got knight e6 here, or queen e6. Hg first, or h6 even, blocking things up. A bit more outrageous. Queen e6 is like a family fork with like lots of pieces. That's tempting as well. Or h6 is tempting with the idea of this form pawn. Maybe h6 first, because bishop g6, I don't really like the bishop going there. Knight f6, the bishop could be kind of dangerous, useful. I'll keep the bishop positionally blocked in and still threaten all sorts of things. I don't know, actually. The queen is good to attack h7. Is h6 really big deal? If he protects e6 next move, or plays knight c2, I think a rook a3 to g3 actually. Just let him open up here and play rook a3. d3, that's d3. Alright, I think I'm going to go with this actually. Is this nice family fork of, well, the bishop, the rook, two rooks, bishop, all attacked. Oh dear, he's got b6 here. Okay, nasty pin. I have to get out of this pin. Bishop d2 or something. Oh, he's got knight e5 coming up. I've made a pig zero out of this position. Play e6 threatening e7. So even if knight e5, well, it saves the knight e5 pawn anyway. So I'm still threatening e7. But this isn't kind of the mess that I was hoping for. Okay. So, okay, f5 with the threat of e7. Or just, okay, bishop d2. I think f5 to avoid any knight f5s. Okay, this knight takes f5, but I mean, what I mean is there's e7 here. Well, I thought it was going to be good e7, but maybe not. Okay, I'll protect this and create past a pawn. Have I blown this position? I've really blown this position quite a lot, haven't I? So knight a6, I know, it's just awful the way I've messed this up. But I'll try and get a bishop g5 in, at the very least. So that e-pawn is still vaguely dangerous. But this isn't like the ideal continuation, it's got to be said. Let me get this. Take the bishop. Okay, king over here. Oh, okay, what on earth is going on in this position? Okay, check. Okay, I can queen the pawn now. This is looking good again. I mean, it's just time pressure, really. Queening the pawn. So that'll b2 first, I think. Yeah, so all under control. Not. I drag the queen in, I think. Or get closer to the king. I want to avoid a stalemate. That would be embarrassing. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. I think post-mortem of the possibilities would be interesting there, because there were a lot of attacking possibilities, and the opening was tricky. You know, this bishop e7, it sort of wrong-footed me, because what am I doing with this f pawn? I don't really want to blockade it, so that was good move order. But I really thought he missed out the lethal, just not bishop c5. I was really concerned about knight g4. That looks kind of convincing if I have to play knight d4. Please leave any comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.